Big welcome everyone, good evening, and it's great to have you here. So starting from the 1st of December, we are having the 12 days of Christmas here at Case Flower School. So what does that mean for you? Every evening at 7 p.m. for the next 12 days, we're going to have a free demonstration evening, and each evening I'm going to show you how to decorate a Christmas door wreath. Some of the evenings I might even throw in a remembrance wreath, a slightly different way. Now at the moment, green, and that's why I'm wearing green, green is a big theme colour at the moment. For any of our musical fans out there, Wicked, the movie, is now available. It's now available to actually go and see in the cinema, or the pictures as we used to call it. And because you're all so popular, did you get the trick there? We've decided to do a Wicked themed door wreath this evening. So I think anybody who maybe is into Wicked, or your children are, or your teenagers are, this might be something that you might find could be popular. So starting off with a pre-made base. This is a base that you can buy in from Irish Green Guys. If somebody is watching there, they might actually link them in the comments there below. And you know what? I forgot to introduce ourselves. Who's watching there tonight? Anybody that's watching, comment below. Let us know where you're watching in from, and she might as well tell us what's the weather like. It's a bit cold here in Dublin, but you listen, it's always cold here in Dublin this time of the year. We are going to have a giveaway this evening. And we're going to have a giveaway every night for the next 12 nights. So make sure that you join in. If you don't win this evening, you could win over the next 11 days. So every evening we're going to offer as a prize. We're going to have 3 prizes every evening, first, second and third. So our prize will be a mini Christmas program. It includes 6 or 7 different Christmas arrangements, candle decorations, different types of designs that can be used over the Christmas period for decorating your house or even to give as presents. All of the tutorials are step by step, and the program is completely free. So how can you get in with a chance to win it? I'm going to give you 3 different options. One is share this video, but let me know in the comments that you've actually shared. And if you share it a second time to maybe one of your groups that you're a member of, again, comment below and let me know that you have shared it a second or a third time. So again, we'll pick somebody who is a great sharer. The other way you could win is just by saying, pick me. So anyone, all you have to do is in the comments there, pick me, pick me, pick me. And again, you can comment as often as you wish, and we will randomly pick a winner tonight who has said pick me. And the third option where you can win is you can name one of Santa's reindeers. Any of the reindeers at all. So again, in the comments below, name one of Santa's reindeers, and that's giving you 3 options to be able to win the mini Christmas program. Okay, we'll get rolling here. The balls, or the baubles, okay, baubles is the proper name, that we bought in for tonight's class, we actually got in Lidl. So Lidl and Aldi have a lot of Christmas decorations on sale. And these ones I just thought were really unusual. These came in a plastic box, and all these colours, they didn't come wired like this. I'll show you how we actually wired them now in a second. But all these variations, and even some little smaller ones, they all came in the box. You see, there's lots of them. So out of the box, you'd probably get about 3 of the Christmas wreaths made, depending on how decorative you want to make them. So I'm just going to cut off this wire here, just so that you can see how I actually organised it. So one thing that you'll find with the baubles, okay, when you buy them, sorry, I'm just going to do that wire there. You can see I have them wired quite secure. So when you buy in the bauble, you see the little crown that's on the top of it. That's normally inclined to fall off. Sure, even when you go to hang them on the Christmas tree, it happens that the little crown there falls off, and then you just have to stick the bauble onto the branch that way to try and hold, okay? But normally there's like a little gold thread through here. Now you can leave the thread on. Some of my threads are still actually on the bauble, and some of them just kind of fell off, or I cut them off. Now to stop the crown falling off, what I did was I got a little bob of glue, and just put the little dab of glue in there around it just to hold it in place. This particular one, like again, that was made into the design, so I didn't actually have to worry, the bit of plastic cut there. I didn't have to worry about gluing that one. And all I do is, using a 20 gauge wire, is I stick the wire through the little crown, through the little hook there, and bend the wire over. The trick is that you end up with a longer piece of wire and a shorter piece of wire. But keep your wire here as long as you possibly can, and keep the shorter one as short as you can. And then wrap the long bit of wire around the short bit of wire, and that's your baubles wired. So that's what I did to all of them large ones. I done them all in 2s. You can do them singly as well if you want to, or you can even do them in 3s. And the same with the smaller ones. There was like smaller ones and medium ones. And again, you can see that one there, I have 3 on it. Some of them I have 2 on. Depending on the size of the bauble, I sometimes use 3 and I sometimes use 2. You can see that one there, again, there's 3. So I wired all of them up, and again, that takes a little bit of pressure off. The base, as I said, I bought in Irish green, guys, and somebody might actually name them there in the comments or link them there in the comments. That would be absolutely brilliant. But you can go to your local supermarket and you can buy an empty base in the supermarket, but also your local flower shop, they would have them for sale. Sometimes in the supermarket, they mightn't have a plain one for sale. There might be a bow on it or a bauble or a bell, but sometimes just bring it home, pull the decoration off and start from scratch. Now, ribbon-wise, I picked up some velvet ribbon. Now, you could go into a fabric shop or a material shop and you could buy like a length of fabric yourself, you know what I mean, for making your bows. Roughly a metre or a yard should do the job. And again, because of our theme, we're going for the 2 different shades here this evening. But the other option that you could do is you could go onto the wholesalers and you could buy a roll of the ribbon. Now, the only thing is you'll probably end up with 10 metres of all the one colour, and it could be too much. I haven't seen it yet, but normally Dunn Stores and Primark or Pennies here in Ireland, they normally sell small rolls of ribbon. I've seen the small rolls, but I haven't seen it in green yet, okay? Now, that's not to say that it's not out there. I may have missed it. I know Primark or Pennies are doing a big Wicked promotion where you can go there and you can get your pyjamas and your t-shirts, and again, they all have the Wicked theme. So maybe if somebody has seen the green ribbon or knows of somewhere else that you could get green ribbon cheap enough, they might actually comment there in the comments below. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make a small version of the collar bow. So the collar bow with the green background, and I'm wearing the green cardigan. I hadn't really got any green tops. As I said, we're trying to get into the green theme here this evening. So again, it's like wrapping the ribbon around, bringing the back part into the front, and again, gathering in the center there as tight and as squeezed tight there as you possibly can. Would have preferred one of them to be a bit longer, but listen, I measured it wrong. So I'm going to bring the wire around the center. I have a long piece of wire and a short piece of wire. Pinch them together really tight and wrap one wire around the other. And then I'm able to go back then and fancy out the loops. And then the 2 tail sets at the end, I'm going to fold them over and do a little cut upwards on a 45-degree angle. And that just gives me that nice V at the end. So there is one bow made there. The second bow, I'm going to get this one measured right this time and leave the longer tails on it. So again, the same idea, and you probably see this colour better against the background. So again, you're getting what we often describe as like the breast cancer bow, and you're bringing the back part into the front. Now, because this velvet ribbon hasn't got a wire inside it, you can see there it's a little bit floppy there for demonstration. But what over the next 12 days, because remember we are on the 12 days of Christmas, I will be using different ribbons and different fabrics each evening. And the evenings then that I have the ribbon with the wire on the edge, it'll be easier for me to demonstrate it and show exactly what I'm doing. So some of the stuff that you might miss this evening, by tuning in over the next few nights, you know, that way 7 o'clock every evening for the next 12 nights, you'll be able to watch a different demonstration each evening. And if you haven't got time to watch them, or again, you'd like to watch them at a later stage, all you have to do is click share in the comments there underneath. If you by clicking share, what will happen then, you'll have it shared to your own page and you'll be able to watch it at a later stage, so it's no big deal. And also, if you comment in the comments that you've actually shared it, you're in with a chance to win one of our mini Christmas online programs tonight. So there I have the darker green bow made and the lighter green bow made. And I'm going to use the 2 bows together when I'm actually adding them to the wreath. The other thing I need is a string for actually hanging it on the door. So again, we're going for green. So I'm getting a nice long piece of fabric here, or ribbon. This is just florist ribbon. It's not actually fabric, it's just florist ribbon. And I'm just going to hook that around the base and just hide it in underneath some of the spruce. Bring it around, bring the pieces of fabric to the back because I don't really want this kind of on show. So there's our 2 pieces of ribbon there, right? Bring them to be roughly the same length. Shorten one of them. I'm just going to tie a knot, a double knot, just to hold it in place. And it means then when I give this to the customer or the client, or if you're bringing it home yourself, you're able to carry it by them 2 pieces of ribbon. And then when you get to the person's house, you're able to tie them in a knot, make a hook, hang it onto their door knocker, their doorknob, or again, they might actually have a wreath hanger on their actual door that you can hang that on. So that can be shortened, so leave them long at the beginning and you can shorten it later on. Now you can decide to have your bow at the top or at the bottom of your door wreath. For this particular design, I want the bow at the top. Now I can decide to have the lighter green or the darker green at the front or the back. I'm going to put the lighter green because I just think it'll show up better against the knobless or the spruce. So the wire that's on the bow is just being pushed down into the frame. I'm allowing them ribbons to hang down. So you can see there, that's what it looks like so far. The wire has come out through the other end. It's at the back here, I can feel it. And what I'm going to do with my hand is make a hook at the back of the wire, at the back of the frame, and stick the surplus bit of wire up into the frame. So I'm making like a U-bend or a horseshoe shape or a curve shape with the wire and sticking it back up into the frame. And that's what holds your bow in place. And then I'm going to get the second bow and I'm going to place that on top of it. So again, the wire is going down through the frame. The ribbons then are able to hang down over the lighter green one. The wire has come through the other side. So there is the wire there at the back, okay? And what I'm going to do with the wire is make that U-bend, that horseshoe kind of curve shape, and stick the wire back up into the frame really well, and that will secure that in place. So that's what it looks like so far with just our bow at the top and our hanger then for hanging it on the door. Now you can spin these around on the table, which is great. And you'll always find that the part you're working on, have it near your stomach, it makes it much easier. So I'm randomly picking up some of these baubles, okay? And I have them wired already, and that's going to save time. And I'm just sticking the wire that has wired the baubles together down into the base. And with one hand, I kind of push them down tight to hold them in place. And with the other hand that's underneath, I'm grabbing or feeling around for that wire. I'm making that horseshoe bend, and I'm sticking it back up into the base. So I started off by putting 2 of the baubles down at what I would call 6 o'clock. Taking that the bow is at 12 o'clock. These are at 6 o'clock. This one then is going to be at 3 o'clock. And then I'll put the others over at 9 o'clock. And again, you needn't be really fussy about this, but it's just to kind of give you like some sort of a system or some sort of a pattern for dividing it up. Now there will be some people joining us now and they're saying, God, why is she doing a green door wreath? I'm doing a green door wreath because I want to match my cardigan and I want to match the background, but also because of the movie or the musical Wicked that is on trend. And I know there, back a few years ago, when Frozen was on trend, everybody was buying a Frozen door wreath for Christmas to stick on their door using them kind of aqua blues and silver, and it was all the rage. And I know if you're looking for something different to offer to your customers, definitely get out there and start offering the Wicked themed door wreaths, because I'm telling you, they will go well. So again, with some of these baubles, I'm now just going to start adding a few little extra ones, just here and there in between the 3 groups that I've already put in. Now underneath here, I'm just kind of finding a little spot for sticking the wire up into the base. And sometimes you might find that they don't go back up as easy, or they may not go down into, you can see there, that's actually hitting a branch. So if that's the case, come back out and just try in a different spot. So it will often happen. So even though you're using wire, you know, and sometimes it's great that I actually struggle with an odd one sometimes. This base obviously has a lot of branches on it, because I am finding as I'm sticking it in, I'm either hitting a branch, or when I go to stick the wire up underneath, I'm actually hitting a branch. But still, I'm getting around it. So I've just added in 4 more groups of the baubles. I'm sticking to the larger ones for the moment. And again, I didn't actually stick to any pattern or system about dividing the baubles up. I just added them in and just kind of like let you see how it's coming together. Now I'm going to move on to the smaller baubles. So as I said, in this packet in Aldi, there was also like smaller size ones. So now what I'm going to do, oh, we'll get that one in a minute, is I'm just, again, in between, sometimes to the outside of the frame, I'm adding some of these smaller ones, and sometimes I'll work towards the inside of the frame. Now, when I say I'm working towards the outside or the inside, you can see the way I'm spinning it around on the table. And the area that I'm actually want the decorations on, that's always going to be kind of like close to my stomach. If I want the baubles to be on the inside of the ring, you can see the way I'm inserting the wire towards the inside of the ring. The wire is coming out through the underneath and I'm bending it back up. And if I want the baubles on the outside of the ring, I'm inserting them towards the outside of the ring. The wire is coming through the other side, and again, I'm bending the wire and securing it back up into the frame. So by spinning it around on the edge of the table there, I'm able to kind of always have the area that I'm working with close to my stomach. I often see people demonstrating and they're stretching over the wreath and they're trying to put decorations over that side. And I'm roaring at the screen, turn it around, like make it so much easier for you by working on the side that's close to you. It's much easier. And I just want to add in a few little baubles over this side here. Now just hold it up just so that you can see what's happening. Now you could just keep going with the baubles, but to give it a little bit of texture, I'm going to add in some of these lotus pods or lotus heads. And this is just really for texture, but also it's going to kind of add that kind of natural theme to the door wreath. Now, when you're buying in the lotus heads or the lotus pods, you can buy them large or small. And these are slightly larger ones, okay? But over the next 12 days, you will see me using smaller ones as well. And again, sometimes I'm working towards the inside and sometimes I'm working towards the outside. I'm just randomly kind of putting them in. I often feel with door wreaths, and you'll hear me saying this over the next few nights, okay? Don't have a plan. Just start decorating and kind of go from there. Whereas sometimes if you have a plan and you're saying, I'm going to use 3 of these or 2 of these, or I'm going to put one here or I'm going to put one there, it doesn't always work out for you. But you're better off just kind of like hoping for the best, sticking the stuff in, and you can see the way, to a certain extent, you can actually move the items in and around, you know, that way on the door wreath. So again, don't be too fussy. And if you put something in and you're not 100% happy with it, it's not a big deal to actually pull it and pull it back out of the frame. Just going to stick another little lotus pod in there. Now again, I'm just able to fix my ribbons just so that they're not hidden in there. And again, I'm just going to hold that up just so that you can see it. So the couple of lotus pods, the smaller baubles and the larger baubles. Now I don't think it needs much else. I would be happy enough with that. Some people might like to put a few little cinnamon sticks, which I have these wired already. And it's just a matter of wrapping the wire around the little branches and just adding a few little cinnamon sticks here and there. And that'll give like a nice scent. When it's on somebody's door, like it will give a nice scent, you know what I mean, the smell of the cinnamon sticks. And especially if the people have a porch on their hall door, not their hall door, a porchway at their house. It means when you go into the house, you'll actually get into the porchway, you'll smell the cinnamon sticks. Or if you put the citrus fruits, which I'm not in this particular design, but some of the other days I will. I'll be using the citrus fruit, the orange slices, etc. Now, if there's anybody watching there and you'd love to see a particular coloured door wreath done over the next 12 days, put that in the comments. And again, we'll try and facilitate you as much as we can. Remember, we have lots of free classes available. So again, for anybody that would like to try out our professional online courses and just to see what they're like, drop Deirdre an email, info@kaysflowerschool.com, and she'll send you a free link and you can sign up to it just to try it out and to see what it's like. Now again, we're having a giveaway tonight. So we're going to pick 3 lucky people when this class is finished, okay? I'll comment underneath your name and tell you if you're a winner. So to win this mini Christmas online program, you have 3 options. You can either share this video and let me know in the comments that you've actually shared it. And obviously if you share it a second or a third time in different groups or on different pages, comment underneath, that gives you an extra bonus. The second option for winning is that you can just say, pick me in the comments. And the third option for winning is you can actually name off one of Santa's reindeers in the comments, and at the end of this class later on, I'm going to go through all the comments and pick 3 lucky winners. Listen, thanks a million for joining in. Remember, at 7 a.m. every morning, I'm going to be on with a little top tip for Christmas, getting organised, and little tips for flower arranging. And at 7 o'clock every evening, I'm going to have a Christmas Door Wreath demonstration class. So listen, join us for the 12 days of Christmas. Thanks a million for joining in tonight, and I hope you all enjoyed our wicked Door Wreath.